The book of Genesis is like the first chapter in a very long story. It's a story that has been told and retold for thousands of years, shaping the beliefs and cultures of countless generations. It's the first book of the Bible, and it's important to both Jewish and Christian faiths. This book is a cornerstone, a foundation upon which many traditions and teachings are built. Genesis tells us about the beginning of everything, the world, humans, and even religion itself. It starts with the creation of the universe, a grand and poetic narrative that has inspired countless works of art and literature. The word Genesis means beginning, and that's exactly what this book is all about. It's a book that seeks to explain the origins of the world and humanity, offering a profound insight into the ancient understanding of existence. It lays the foundation for many of the beliefs and values that shape these religions. From the concept of a single, all-powerful God to the moral and ethical guidelines that govern human behavior, Genesis is a source of wisdom and guidance. The stories are powerful and poetic, even though they were written a very long time ago. They have a timeless quality, resonating with readers across different cultures and eras. Genesis introduces us to the idea of one God who created everything. This monotheistic belief was revolutionary at the time, setting the stage for the development of Judaism, Christianity, and later Islam. This was a new idea at the time, and it changed how people understood the world. It provided a unified explanation for the existence of the universe and humanity's place within it. The book also introduces us to the first humans and their relationship with God. The story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden explores themes of temptation, free will, and the consequences of human actions. These stories might seem simple, but they tackle big questions about life, death, good and evil, and the nature of humanity. They invite readers to reflect on their own lives and the choices they make. Genesis invites us to think about where we come from and our place in the world. It encourages us to ponder the mysteries of existence and our connection to the divine, offering a timeless exploration of the human condition. The most famous story in Genesis is probably the creation story. It tells us how God created the world in just 7 days. It starts with darkness and emptiness, and then God speaks, and with each word, something new comes into being. "Let there be light," God says, and there is light. God creates the sky and the sea, the land and the plants, the sun and the moon, and all the animals. Finally, God creates humans in his own image. This is important because it means humans are special and have a unique relationship with God. The creation story teaches us that God is powerful and creative. It also teaches us that the world is good and ordered. Everything has its place and purpose. Genesis introduces us to the first humans, Adam and Eve. They live in a beautiful garden called Eden, where everything is perfect. God gives them only one rule: they must not eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. However, a serpent tempts Eve, and she eats the forbidden fruit. She then gives some to Adam, and he eats it too. This act of disobedience has terrible consequences. Adam and Eve are banished from the Garden of Eden. They experience pain, suffering, and death for the first time. The story of Adam and Eve explains why there is suffering and evil in the world. It also teaches us about the importance of free will and the consequences of our choices. As time passes, humans become increasingly wicked. Their actions are filled with violence, deceit, and corruption. The world becomes a place of darkness where evil reigns supreme and the hearts of men are consumed by their own desires. God sees the evil in their hearts and decides to start over. He's deeply grieved by the state of humanity and the world they have created. The divine light shines down, illuminating the darkness, and God makes a momentous decision. He chooses one righteous man, Noah, and tells him to build an ark, a huge boat. Noah is a man of faith and integrity, standing out in a world filled with corruption. He listens to God's instructions carefully, understanding the gravity of the task ahead. God warns Noah that a great flood is coming to destroy the world. The skies darken and storm clouds gather as a sign of the impending judgment. Noah, filled with concern and determination, begins to prepare for the monumental event. He instructs Noah to bring his family and 2 of every animal onto the ark to save them. Noah's family works tirelessly, gathering the animals and ensuring they are safely aboard the ark. The sight of pairs of animals approaching the ark is a testament to the divine plan at work. The flood comes and covers the entire earth, wiping out everything except for Noah, his family, and the animals on the ark. The waters rise, engulfing the land, and the ark is tossed on turbulent waves. Inside, Noah and his family hold on to their faith, trusting in God's promise. After the floodwaters recede, God makes a promise to Noah. The land begins to dry, and Noah and his family step out of the ark, witnessing a world washed clean. It is a new beginning, a fresh start for humanity. He promises never to destroy the world with a flood again. This covenant is a symbol of God's mercy and faithfulness. Noah looks up at the sky, feeling the weight of this divine promise and the hope it brings for future generations. He gives the rainbow as a sign of this covenant. The vibrant colors of the rainbow stretch across the sky, a beautiful reminder of God's promise. Noah and his family gaze at it, filled with awe and gratitude. The story of Noah's Ark teaches us about God's justice and mercy. It is a powerful narrative that shows the consequences of wickedness and the importance of righteousness. The ark, with its precious cargo, becomes a symbol of divine protection and grace. It shows us that even in the face of great wickedness, God preserves a remnant of the righteous. Noah and his family, through their faith and obedience, become the foundation for a new beginning. Their story is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the unwavering promise of divine preservation. In this section, we learn about a promise to Abraham, a covenant for the ages. This covenant is not just a simple agreement, but a profound and enduring promise that has shaped the course of history and faith for millennia. God makes a special covenant, or promise, with a man named Abraham. This moment is depicted in various religious texts and traditions, highlighting its significance. God promises to make Abraham the father of a great nation and to give his descendants a land of their own. The imagery of Abraham looking at the stars symbolizes the countless descendants that will come from him, as numerous as the stars in the sky. This land is Canaan, which is later known as Israel. It is a land rich in history and significance, a place that would become central to the identity and faith of Abraham's descendants. God also promises to bless Abraham and his descendants, and through them, all the nations of the world. This blessing is not just for Abraham's family, but extends to all humanity, emphasizing the universal nature of God's promise. Abraham, in return, must be faithful to God and follow his commands. This mutual commitment forms the foundation of the covenant, requiring trust and obedience from Abraham and his descendants. This covenant is very important for both Judaism and Christianity. It is a cornerstone of their beliefs, representing God's enduring relationship with humanity and his unwavering faithfulness. It establishes a special relationship between God and Abraham's descendants, who become known as the Jewish people. This relationship is marked by a shared history, culture, and faith that continues to this day. The covenant reminds us that God keeps his promises and that he has a plan for humanity. It serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring nature of faith and the importance of trust in the divine plan. The people on earth decide to build a city with a tower that reaches all the way to heaven. They want to make a name for themselves and avoid being scattered across the earth. However, God sees their pride and arrogance. He knows that their unity is based on self-glorification, not on respect for him. In response, God confuses their languages so they can no longer understand each other. Unable to communicate, they abandon the tower and spread out across the earth. The story of the Tower of Babel explains why people speak different languages. It also serves as a warning against pride and the dangers of human ambition when it's not aligned with God's will. Genesis doesn't just tell the story of creation, it also tells the story of a family. We follow Abraham's descendants, his son Isaac, his grandson Jacob, and Jacob's 12 sons. These stories are full of drama, betrayal, love, and forgiveness. We learn about Jacob's rivalry with his twin brother Esau, his cunning father-in-law Laban, and his favorite son Joseph. The story of Joseph is particularly moving. His brothers sell him into slavery out of jealousy, but he rises to a position of power in Egypt. Years later, Joseph forgives his brothers and saves his family from famine. These family sagas teach us about the complexities of human relationships and the power of forgiveness. The stories of Genesis have had a profound impact on Western culture and beyond. They have inspired countless works of art, literature, music, and film. The themes of creation, fall, redemption, and covenant continue to resonate with people today. Genesis provides a framework for understanding the world, human nature, and our relationship with God. Its stories offer moral guidance, spiritual inspiration, and a sense of hope for the future. Even those who are not religious can appreciate the literary and philosophical depth of Genesis. Its stories continue to spark debate and discussion about the big questions of life. The book of Genesis, though written thousands of years ago, still speaks to us today. Its stories are timeless and universal, dealing with themes that are relevant to all people, regardless of their background or beliefs. Genesis reminds us that we are all connected, created by the same God and sharing the same human experience. It teaches us about the importance of family, the consequences of our choices, and the power of forgiveness. Whether we read Genesis as a sacred text or as a work of literature, its stories have the power to move us, challenge us, and inspire us.